This is my LEGO Star Wars Clone Trooper army, with over 400 minifigures, 80 builds, and lots of extra stuff. Now today we are going to be diving into all of it, and we are going to take an insane look, but first, you all have to press the subscribe button, because we are so close to 25,000 subscribers. Now this video is going to be divided into 3 parts, part 1 being us featuring all the official LEGO Clone Troopers, part 2 featuring all of the custom and named Clone Troopers, and 3 going through every single vehicle down on the floor. So I'm going to be leaving timestamps down below, feel free to skip around, and with that said, let's get into it. Now here is my pretty sizable army of about 100 501st Legion Clone Trooper minifigs. Now included in that figure is all of the ones that are still sealed up because I don't really want to open those. Obviously still a pretty new and iconic figure, and I liked it so much that I made it my channel profile logo. Now you might recognize this boy from the Clone Wars Season 7. We have 3 of these here, 1 of these sealed, the 3 32nd Trooper minifigures. Now these guys are pretty expensive, going around $15 nowadays, but they're still pretty cool to have a sizable amount of, nothing crazy. I'm probably going to have to get more soon before they go up in price like insanely, but let's see who's behind those. And it is the Jetpack Trooper. Now I have about 30 of these guys total, obviously all very cool figures, very neat and actually pretty well done. I think, they were pretty good for all intents and purposes, and I really, really like them. Now we also do have some unique guys down here, like this Clone Pilot. This guy's pretty hard to find, but also pretty cool. And then we also have another one, which is more of a custom design of mine, but is a modified 501st Trooper Heavy. This is obviously modified with some Clone Customs parts, and looks really good. Now here are the classics, the old 501st Legion Clone Troopers. Now we have 6 of these boys, obviously classic from the original 501st AT-RT, and even the Z95 Headhunter. Now here we have the second most popular level of Clone Trooper. This is the 212th Trooper. Now I was not around when these first came out in LEGO Star Wars, but obviously they are still pretty cool, and also pretty expensive. The average 212th Trooper these days is going to set you back roughly $20 to $25, which is insane. But luckily I have about 12 of these, which is pretty good. Obviously some are not complete, like this boy over here who has the wrong torso, but that is because I am too poor to afford those torsos. Because, of course, I was too busy buying more Airborne Troopers. Now, in terms of Airborne Troopers, I actually have a pretty good amount of those. I have 9, which is actually, I think, a really reasonable number. My personal favorite being the one from the General Grievous's Starfighter. Obviously, very cool. I gave it some arm printing from Firestar Toys. Feel free to use the code. And then, obviously, we got the classic guys from the original Battle Pack. Love those as well. Now here we have one of my favorite rows, the Realistic Phase 2 row. Now this is my boy Gary from Clone Traders, a very cool looking Clone Trooper. I love these. I have about 3 of these. I wish they stuck with this design. It looks so cool. We also have 3 of these Recon Troopers. They are obviously classics from one set, the Sulukumai set, and that is obviously very cool. And then another great one that came with the Ayla Secura's Republic Fighter Tank that I have a surprising amount of. These are the Heavy Gunners. Now these guys we got about 6 of, and they all came in that Republic Fighter Tank set. Obviously very, very cool. Now next up we have one of my armies that has doubled in the last year, and that is my Coruscant Guards. Now these guys are obviously some of the coolest minifigures, and with that comes a price tag. These are averagely going for $40, which is bananas. I mean, that's even being generous. Usually $50. But I was actually able to snag up a few of these for around $45 for 2 of them this year, so that was a pretty good deal, and I'm really happy with it. Now next up we have some of the biggest eyesores in the Phase 2 army, the Geo Clone Troopers. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these guys, which is why I've only gotten about 1 of these. I did a trade of an entire Sith Trooper battle pack because that's how little I like the sequels, just to get 1 of these boys, which I don't even like that much this year, which was a okay deal. We have 5 of those Phase 2 boys. We also have 8 of the Airbornes. These came out back in 2015 and are nothing extraordinarily exciting. Now next up we have 13 Kashyyyk Clone Troopers. Now these were the most common ones for me growing up, mainly because there were not many common ones, because LEGO had only started doing them like last year. But yeah, these guys were sprinkled all throughout the Kashyyyk sets. They're very cool, obviously. Very neat little figures, and we even do have 1 of these boys. These are like some sort of Kashyyyk Phase 2 battle pack. I have 1 of them. I need more, because I actually really kind of like these. They look kind of cool. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, Studs, why is Boba Fett here? Obviously, Boba Fett is a bit more of a dicey character, but I figured since they did do the new Clone Trooper print on him, I felt like he finally fit in. Before I wouldn't have, because, it's not as accurate. We also do have one of the coolest LEGO Clone Commanders ever, and this is Commander Gree. Obviously a sick figure, and one of the only Phase 2 Clone Trooper captains other than Captain Rex. We also get 2 ARC Trooper minifigures. and 2 Clone Trooper pilots. Now, as you can see with this base plate, is a whole slew of a mess, so we're going to try to go through it as quickly as possible, starting at the back and working our way to the front. We have not 1, unfortunately, but 9 Bomb Squad Troopers. I hate these guys with a passion. I do not like them at all. I'm kind of ashamed to even own these. Let's move into the next ones. Next up, we have 5 full-on Horn Company Troopers. A obviously very cool little figure. And then on top of that, we also do get 3 of these Horn Company Scout-type Troopers, which are also very cool. We also get 4 of these Rancor Battalion Scouts, which are, while not rare, again, are pretty cool. We get 2 Clone Commanders here, one from the original Republic Fighter Tank, and one from the Clone Walker Battle Pack. And we have 2 figures here, which I added at the very end of last year, but these are Wolfpack Clone Troopers. These are the Phase 1 version. Obviously, really cool. I still do not own the Phase 2 ones, unfortunately. Looking to eventually get those next year, hopefully. And then up here, obviously, we have some of the Clone Commanders from 2013 with special Firestar Toys printing on their arms. Now, moving to the back, we have roughly 12 of the animated Phase 1 Clone Troopers. Obviously, these guys are classic from that original battle pack, which is oh so classic, and I still have one sealed, actually, and I actually bought a sealed one this year, which is pretty cool. And then over here, LEGO will be very confused by this. There are tons of yellow Clone Troopers. Now, I'm not sure what kind of yellow Clone Troopers they are, but there is a 2013 version, a 2008 version, and some other yellow Clone Troopers. For those who get the joke, comment down in the comments below. We also have some classic Phase 2 Clone Troopers over here. Obviously, very nice to have some of these OG boys in the army, and obviously a great reminder of all that has come before. Okay, so we have a few, I lied, I mean a ton of these blue Senate Commando type troopers. These are the Senate Guards from the Clone Wars. Obviously great. We have some captains here. We have some of these boys, and I will admit, a lot of these were sent in a fan mail a while back, and they are obviously all very, very neat and awesome figures. And then back here, we have about 6 of the Clone Walker Battle Pack Clone Trooper minifigures. Now, this is where the custom clone army begins. Now, this is the next part, and remember, guys, we still have all of the ships that we have to take a look at coming up. Now, here's the largest section of my custom army. Now, this is about 24 somewhat modded Clone Army Customs Phase 2 Clone Troopers. Now, they are based purely off of this design. Some of them have official LEGO torsos, others have special printed Clone Army Customs. Now, a few of these were sent to me actually by CAC themselves for a vendor mock, which I did this year, which was pretty cool. We have some gunners, we have some snipers, and we have just some plain old troopers. Now, actually, moving to the very front of the line, we have the brand new Bad Batch minifigures. Now, these are obviously the biggest additions LEGO officially has made to the clones this year. Obviously, you could tell these are clones. Well, that's a bad example, because they have their clone heads. That one's kind of on someone else right now. But obviously, very cool. I also did do a custom Omega because I thought that would be a great addition. And another clone trooper that was added this year to LEGO Star Wars was the one that came in the UCS gunship, the Clone Pilot. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. This is the Clone Trooper Commander from the original trilogy, which actually brings the total of official clones that were released this year in sets up to 7, including, obviously, these guys and that one clone back there. And if you want to include Boba Fett, then it's going to be 8. Moving on, you'll see back there are a lot of fan mail minifigures. They're all great. I love them all. They were sent in by fan mail. If you want to send in your own to add to the clone army maybe next year, then feel free to send something to the P.O. box down below. And moving up, we have some of my favorite additions to the clone army, the $1 Jonak Toys decal minifigure. Now, these are all made with 100% official LEGO parts other than the decals themselves, which you apply to the minifigures, which are really, really cool. This basically allows you to make whatever clone trooper designs you want, but obviously with a custom, design with decals that LEGO will not make. Now, these were decaled by my friend Boomer Productions, and so far we have Fives, Fox, Rex, Jesse, Vaughn, Kix. We have, I think that's Hardcase back there, and we have Commander Cody, a Phase 2 variant that LEGO refuses to make. And then we also have a plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper, Commander Bly, and if you want to look, let's look at that difference. There's like no difference. It's basically the same thing from the official 501st Trooper. Now, moving over here, we have Echo and Fives. They're Clone Army Customs versions. These guys are like $25-30 each, which is redonkulous, but still cool nonetheless. Here we have a ARC Trooper Jesse, a Clone Army Customs Commander Cody, and over here we have a Firestar Toys Commander Cody. Now, I'll pick out the more notable ones, but here we have a Firestar Rex. We have a modded guy. I just kind of put that together. We have a Shark Trooper. That's what I call him instead of an Arc Trooper. He's a Shark Trooper. And we have this guy who is kind of put together. We have my Commander Bakar, which is actually a really cheap mod here. This guy was actually really simple to make, and I really, really like it. It cost me like 10 bucks maybe, which was really nice. Over here is Boss. We have Commander Neo, we have a tank pilot, we have another Commander Neo type character back there. That could just be an airborne trooper or whatever. Here is Keller, here is a sergeant, there is my Phase 2 Commander Wolf. We actually got that one this year. We have a Captain Rex from, I believe that's like a modded one. We have Gregor, we have a ARC Trooper, which has some official parts in it. And then we move up, and there is obviously a Commander Hound, a Clone Trooper Pilots, actually 2 of them. And then we even have the Rebel versions of Rebel Rex, and I even made one into a Commander Wolf, because I figured, why the heck not? That seems like a thing that might have happened. Speaking of old clones, we have Gregor, Rex, and Wolf. This is where Hunter's face is. It's actually on a custom Hunter right now. We also have a custom 332nd Trooper minifigure, which is kind of a mix between a File First and a CAC helmet. We have a Clone Army Customs. This is from Nash Vegas Brix. And we move down and we have the cast of my fan-beloved series, Clone Traders, my kind of partially hybrided animated series. And then over here we have Commander Cody, Captain Rex, Commander Wolf actually, and Commander Gree, all in their Phase 1 appearances. Now, that was the entirety of that whole army. Now, I do want to briefly mention that I do have a bunch of clone parts in here, which basically adds the army up to be a total of 400 figures. Like, it's just, you know, incomplete, like this type of a thing where I just need to buy helmets or whatever. And yeah, obviously that'll, you know, be added in there next year. Now, next up, we're going to the handheld camera, and we're going to be taking a close look at all of the ship and all of the vehicles and sealed sets. First off, we have the big boy and the only real serious, like, clone trooper ship from this year. This is the UCS Republic gunship. I have a full review up on this, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. It is a insane set. I absolutely love it. You know, not minifigure scale in the slightest, but still pretty cool. So we have 2 ATTEs, the Captain Rex's ATTE, extraordinarily underrated set, and of course the Clone Wars 2008 ATTE. That one was pretty good. I got that for $100 with figs, so that wasn't too bad. Along we have the ATDP Walker, which is a really neat set. Moving down, we have the 2018 Walker thing. I'm not 100% sure what to call this, but that was pretty cool. I wish I got more of that set. This one is a little Walker that came with a turbo tank. And then we also have the Clone Walker Battle Pack build here, a Clone Trooper Cannon from the ARC Troopers Battle Pack, and then over here we have the Bad Batch Shuttle, again, another set that came out this year, a pretty nice set. I mean, it has its flaws, but it's alright. Bring over, we have 2 Anakin Starfighters. We have the 2020 one, which is that one, and then we have the 2014 one, which is that one of my first prequel sets. And now here we have a Clone Command Post. This one is a 2013 Battle Pack build. We also have this 2014, big Battle Pack build. It was like a Salukami thing with a bunch of battle droids, which is pretty cool. Then over there, we do have the Coruscant Police Gunship, a very, very cool set. Kind of overrated in my opinion. The build isn't fantastic. And then we also have the Palpatine Shuttle. I'd say it a pretty underrated set. It's a really, really cool one. Now here's the 2018 Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, obviously a really neat set that came out back then. We also have the Jedi Shuttle, I figured I'd throw in here, even though it's not really a Clone Trooper set. And then we move over, we have some One Stud Customs little speeder bikes that he sent me in one of my first sponsorship deals with him, which was great, and just those little cute little guys. We have a Freako Speeder, which I got for free a couple years back, funny story behind that. And then we also do have this little Jedi Shuttle that came with Palpatine's arrest, a mini ARC 170, a Republic fighter tank, which we might be getting a new one of next year, as well as a mini turbo tank, and this awesome looking little speeder. This is like a, Sith speeder, or like a clone bad guy speeder or something. And we also have this build, which was made out of the same one as this battle pack build from the Jedi Clone Trooper battle pack. Now we also do have this One Stud Customs Republic gunship. Obviously a great little build. Again, I'll leave a link to One Stud down below. Feel free to check him out. I have a review on this one too. And we also have the Turbo Tank, which I do not have a review on, but is a still cool set nonetheless. Now it is time to take a look at my Final First Army. And I did not plan on featuring this in the video, but this is the interior of my Venator. Obviously, I took out all the clones to feature in this video, but it is still pretty cool. This is my Venator mock that we've been working on so hard this year, and it turned out really good. Now, first off, we have about 22 to 23 speeders and 22 to 23 ATRTs, so in total we have 50 of these guys. Obviously, that's around the amount I've opened up. And then we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sealed LEGO Star Wars 501st Clone Trooper Battle Packs. We also have 1 sealed Republic Fighter Tank, a sealed ARC Troopers Battle Pack, a sealed Clone Walker Battle Pack, and an AAT, adding up to a total of 36 sealed Clone Troopers at the moment. And then also with all these ATRTs, obviously a pretty great formation we got here. I have those usually in Tupperware. We also have 2 of the old classic 501st ATRT. This is the 2013 ones that came with Yoda and all them. One of them, again, I think that was my first, like, non-microfighter Lego set, which was a pretty big deal. One of those actually is that. So that's pretty neat. And we have a variety, I believe 5 custom small builds, including one of my favorites being from one of my most popular videos, actually, a little swamp speeder, which looks great. And we also have a small walker over here. And then we also have some of these builds, again, from that video, which is pretty popular. And yeah, so that is my whole 501st army, which is bigger than I thought it was, honestly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. If you want to see more videos related to a LEGO Clone Trooper army, then feel free to check out these, because obviously they are really cool. And if you like this type of content, maybe you'll like more of my content. So feel free to press the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have all the latest LEGO Star Wars news, info, and personal reviews up, so feel free to check it out. I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.